Okay. Hello.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah. Okay. So good afternoon, all, and also Mr. Milind Sarang. Very good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Okay. So to all the ladies, belated Women's Day to Women's Day. We have Mr. Milind Sarang with us today. I would like to give an essence of Mr. Milind Sarang. He is a fitness maniac. He is a certified fitness professional in the industry with 16 plus years of experience. I would request Mr. Milind to take over the session and share your thoughts, for having a healthy and life of ease in this pandemic and also after the pandemic. It would be of a great, thoughtful session for us. So I would request take over.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for inviting me on this occasion. Our today's topic is majorly on the health and nutrition, and that is also specific to the ladies. Now, this topic is very much important nowadays because even though in all the other industries, like where woman is working as good as men, in fitness industry there has been certain standards, or what you can say, there are certain discrimination between the this is what a man should do and this is what a woman should do, whether it's in terms of different types of exercises or it's about the nutrition. So today's session is very much important regarding that, because I want to explain everyone, every ladies today joining this seminar, that there is basically no discrimination between the gents exercise and ladies exercises. So we will go point wise, and in any time if you feel like, if you have any doubts, if you didn't understand any of my points, so you can you can put your queries in the chat box, so we can, I'll answer that after the session. Today's topic is majorly on the health and nutrition. So we'll start first with the health. So basically, what is health? So if you ask someone, they every person has a different meaning of health in their mind. Somebody wants to gain weight, that is a health for them. Somebody wants to lose weight, that is a health for them. If you ask any sports person what is a health, then he will say that okay, increasing my sports performance is a health. But what is exact meaning of health? Okay, the meaning of health means, it is derived from the word called health. That's a Latin word, and that means it's a well-being of your physical fitness, your mental fitness, and your social well-being. All these three things comes under health. So when we talk about health, health means everything, not just about losing weight, gaining weight, or increasing your sports performance. It is also related with your physical fitness, your mental fitness, and your social well-being. If all these three things are available in your body, that means you are a healthy person. Now that doesn't mean what is your height, what is your weight, what is your age. It has nothing to do with all these things, whether you're male or you're female. It has nothing to do with your gender also. So health is same for all the human being, all the human being on this planet. Health, meaning of the health is same to all. Okay. Now when we talk about the health, there, as I said, there is a physical fitness, there is a mental fitness, and there is a social well-being. Now my part is helping you about the physical fitness, because that's what I'm good at. So in physical fitness, if you talk, it comes under two parts, like one is the exercise part, another one is a nutrition. So we will majorly focus on these two things today. When we talk about health, or you can say exercise, so we have certain parameters which will determine whether you are healthy or not. Okay, now these parameters are based on your physical fitness. Okay, now there are five basic parameters that comes under the physical fitness. First one is a muscular strength, second one is a muscular endurance, third one is the flexibility, fourth one is cardiovascular endurance, and fifth and the most important thing is a body fat percentage. Okay, now when we talk about muscle strength, okay, when I every time I'll use the word muscle strength, don't be afraid that you will build up a muscle just by doing exercise, because that is the biggest misconception with the ladies nowadays. They think that if they start doing exercise, specifically a weight training exercise, that they will develop a muscles. Let me clear you one thing over here right now, that the woman you saw on the TV or magazines or anywhere on the net, the ladies who build muscles, that is possible only because they inject some male hormone, majorly testosterone. because of which these women build muscles. Otherwise, in general, any healthy lady cannot build muscles naturally, because to build muscles you need a hormone called testosterone. As a female, you are not producing that much amount of testosterone, it's just very lesser amount of it. As a female, you have a hormone called estrogen, which is a major hormone, and it's basically has another side effect, that it collects or it deposits fats in various parts of your body. So don't be afraid that if you go to the gym, if you start lifting heavier weight, if you do intense training, that you will develop a muscle like a man or you'll start looking like a man. It is a biggest myth in the fitness industry. So when I say muscle strength or muscle endurance, don't be afraid of it. It's very natural. Okay. Now you will ask why women need to do weight training or why they need to focus on muscle strength. Now there is a various things why women need to do muscles training. Okay, first thing is that as a male I produce testosterone, which is a normal natural male hormone that helps me build muscles. It helps me also retain my bone density. Okay, as a female, every month you go through a menstrual cycle. During this menstrual cycle there is a huge loss of B complex vitamins and there is a calcium loss. Now, when your age reaches to the menopause level, there is a major loss of calcium from your body. There is only one tissue in your body that holds your calcium, that is your bone. And bone will hold more calcium only if there is sufficient amount of muscles around the bone. If you have lesser muscle count in your body, you will have more chances of having osteoporosis or arthritis develop later on age. So it is very important for ladies to do strength training exercises. Now, it is not necessary that you should go to the gym and lift some heavy weights, some imported equipments, and some fancy gadgets and all those things. You can do all these exercises basically at your home also. There are certain few basic exercises which involves your own body weight or some kind of resistance band, which you can perform at your home. You don't have to step out of your home, or you don't have to go for an expensive gym membership to do all these exercises. I'll be giving you what you can. I'll give you some exercises, information booklet or something like that, which you can follow for you as a guideline, so you can perform those exercises at home also. Now, this is the main reason why women should do weight training exercise, or I would say women should do strength training exercises, just for the sake of retaining more and more calcium in your bone and have lesser problems like osteoporosis or arthritis when you have a menstrual cycle, when you have menopause. Second thing is a muscle endurance. Now, muscle strength and muscle endurance, these two are a different thing. Muscle strength means how much force you can generate in the shortest time period, and muscle endurance is how much repetitive work you can do for the longer time period. There are two different things. So when we talk about muscle endurance, it comes only through the practice. So when you perform particular exercise for repetitive time period, you start building up a endurance in your muscles. When you perform a particular exercise in just for like a once a week or maybe twice or thrice a week, and you put your maximum efforts, it develops a strength in your body. So to develop muscle endurance, you have to be consistent with your training program. Nothing happens like overnight. Even if you have to see smaller changes in your body, it your body will take at least 10 to 12 weeks to see changes in your body. So muscle endurance is also important. Muscle endurance also makes you, it also helps in increasing red blood cell in your body. So that is also another importance of muscle endurance. Next important factor is a flexibility. Now, flexibility, as you all know, that flexibility means you should be at least able to touch your toe without bending your knees when you bend down. So that's the minimum flexibility you need to have in your body at any given age, at any given time period. That's the minimum flexibility. Why you need flexibility? Because if you don't have proper flexibility in your muscles, there are chances that you might hurt yourself during any, even a basic movement like just lifting a bag or just lifting a baby. Even that time also, some people have a catch in their lower back, they have muscle pull, and if your flexibility is not good, your muscle recovery is also slow down. So flexibility is also equally important for your fitness in parameter. And for flexibility, you can perform some sport specific stretches, whether they are static stretches or they are some randomly stretching exercises, or you can perform yoga exercises. Yoga gives you a great flexibility and variation exercises also. Fourth parameter is cardiovascular endurance. Now, what is cardiovascular endurance? In layman's terms, it is called stamina. So if you have good stamina, that means your cardiovascular endurance is good. Now, how to calculate your cardiovascular endurance? There is one simple test. All you have to do is you have to check your heart rate early in the morning before you get out of your bed. Okay, you have to use these two fingers and you can check your heart rate here, or you can check your heart rate here. Okay, this heart rate you have to check for 1 minute. Take the average of 5 days of your resting heart rate early in the morning. It should be around 60 beats per minute. If it's 60 beats per minute, it is excellent. Your heart is working in an excellent condition. Now, why this 60 beats per minute and everything is very much important? I'll tell you some basic secret about your heart health and your long life. You must have heard that in earlier years, like Rishi Munis, Gurus, they used to live for like 100 year, 20, 120 year, or 300 years. How that is possible? So there is a practice in yoga. Those are like breathing exercises. We call it pranayam, meditations, all those things. Breathing exercise and pranayam actually helps you reduce your resting heart rate. Okay. Now, why reducing your resting heart rate is important? So I give you one simple example. Every person's heart comes with a particular number of beats. Suppose my heart will come up with the 1000 beats. Sorry, I'll say 1 crore beats. Okay, that's the expiry date of my heart. So as soon as the 1 crore beats will finish, my heart will stop working. That means I will die. So if I reduce my resting heart rate, if I bring down my resting heart rate at 60, that means my 1 crore beats will last longer. If I can bring my resting heart rate to 30, my 1 crore beats will take even longer time to finish. But if I don't pay proper attention to my cardiac health, that is my stamina, what will happen? My resting heart rate is above 120 or above 100 beats per minute. My 1 crore beats will finish soon. That means I will die early. So this is the important why your cardiovascular endurance means your stamina has to be at peak condition at any given age. Again, any form of exercise at any given age will give you a good result. Don't be afraid that, okay, I am in my 30s, I should not perform this exercise. Okay, I'm in my 40s, I should not do this. I'm in my 50s, I should not do that. Don't be under that pressure. All form of exercises are good for all age group. All you have to do is you have to start slowly, start gradually, and improvise over the time period. Don't try and do anything in a shortest time period. There is no miracle happening in 3 months time period, 1 month time period. See, your body will take a longer time to change. Suppose if you have gained like say like 5 kg over the 5 years time period, don't go to the gym just to lose that 5 kg in 1 month. Your body will take at least 2.5 years to reduce that 5 kg. That's the ideal way. That's the ideally how you should reduce your body fat. So as I explained, like strength, endurance, flexibility, and cardiovascular endurance. And fifth and the most important parameter in your health is your body fat percentage. Now, what is body fat percentage? Now, if I tell you like my weight is 90 kg, okay, so I'm total 90 kg of fat, or total 90 kg of bone, or total 90 kg of blood, or total 90 kg of muscles. What I am? I am basically a combination of my bones, my muscles, my organs, my blood, water, and plus fat. All these six factors are come together to create my own body weight, out of which fat is a not a very essential part of the entire system. So my bones are important, my organs are important, my blood weight is important, my water weight is important. All these are important things, but fat is not important as soon, the fat should not be excess in this overall thing. So what is the ideal fat percentage for the ladies? Your body fat should not be more than 25% of your overall body weight. So suppose if I'm a 100 kg guy, okay, for the gents the body fat is even low, so less than 20%. So if I'm a 100 kg guy, my body fat should be less than 20%. That means I'm healthy. But if my body weight is 50 kg and my body fat is 25%, then I am still unhealthy guy. This also gives you an idea why your body weight is not important when you're checking your health. Lots of people, majorly ladies, they are very conscious about their body weight. Nobody looks at you and asks you, okay, what is your weight? They just look at you and they will tell you whether you're thin or fat or whatever it is. But people are very much obsessed with their weight. So what is your weight? That is not important. Some people have genetically higher bone density. Some tall people have a higher bone density. These people will always weigh high on the weighing scale, but that doesn't mean you are an unhealthy person. Your bone density at higher level is always good. It's not bad. Some people who exercise regularly, they develop a muscle glycogen level normally higher than other people. So their weight will be always on a higher side on the weighing scale, even if they are working out regularly. So that is not a bad factor. So your weight is not an ideal indicator of your health. There has been doctor's chart between, okay, your height is this much, then your weight should be this much. That is an absolute wrong method to understand whether you're a healthy person or a unhealthy person. Imagine if there are two people running a treadmill. One is a 100 kg fat guy and one is a 100 kg muscular guy. So definitely both are weighing same, but the 100 kg muscular guy is always a healthy guy because he has more muscles and less of fat. And the fat guy is, if he is carrying more body fat percentage, then it's not a healthy person. So it is important that you should check your body fat percentage rather than checking your own body weight. Okay. Now there are several methods of checking your body fat percentage. The easiest and the closest one is a bioelectrical impedance method. Another thing is a DEXA scanning. So DEXA scanning is done at some bigger hospitals, Hiranandani, Lilavati. They have these machines where they actually scan your body and they will tell you the exact how much fat percentage you are having, what is your that you are carrying, what is the water weight. But that is a little bit expensive test and it has to be done once in a 3 months or 6 months, not more frequently. But you can have one bioelectrical impedance machine at your home or maybe at your club, or maybe you can have one machine at your office and you can just check your body fat percentage. That gives you some rough idea. It's not a very accurate one, but it gives you a rough idea about how much body fat percentage you are having. Okay, so these are basic 5 parameters and how you can improve them. So remember that 5 parameters are very important in considering your health. One is muscle strength, second is muscle endurance, third is flexibility, fourth one is cardiovascular endurance, or you can say stamina, and fifth and the most important thing is your body fat. So these 5 parameters you have to remember. Your weight doesn't matter, your age doesn't matter. At any given age you should work, or your training program should be uh, designed in a such way that all these 5 parameters will be covered. Then only it is a good training program. Now you will ask, say like, okay, I walk every day or I travel so and so distance and I do lots of activity. I'm daily very much active. Why I should do exercises? Okay, because I'm physically moving here and there, so I don't need exercise. Okay, so now there is a what you can say, there is a proper definition of exercise. Now, what is exercise? So any activity that increases your resting heart rate above 120 beats per minute non-stop for 30 minutes, that activity will be called as a exercise. Any activity that increases your resting heart rate to 120 beats per minute, that activity is called as a exercise. So what does it mean? So if I'm going for a walk, say suppose I start walking today, so a half-hour walk will increase my resting heart rate to 120 beats per minute. And then for today, that walk is considered as a exercise for me. What happens over the period of time? Over the period of 2 or 3 months, my walking speed remains the same. The distance that I'm covering is the same. I'm not getting exhausted after 30 minutes of walk. So even though I'm doing 30 minutes of walk for 1 whole year, my body is not recognizing that walk as a exercise. So all you have to do is progressively overload. This is the most important form of exercise principle. Whether you're doing yoga, you're doing cardio, you're doing dance, you're lifting weights, or running, cycling, swimming, any form of exercise that you're doing, you have to work or you have to incorporate this training principle in your exercise routine. That's called progressive overload. Now, what does it mean? If I'm walking for 30 minutes and I'm covering around 3 kilometers today, in next 1 month, I should be covering 4 kilometers in same 30 minutes time period. Then and then only my body will consider this activity as an exercise. Otherwise, it is just a general activity. It will not help you burn fat. So any form of exercise you're doing, you have to keep adding some kind of resistance into it. There are certain exercises where you cannot add more resistance, but in there you have to increase the time period. So suppose if I'm not able to walk faster, all I have to do is instead of 30 minutes, I have to walk for 40 minutes. So this is another way how you can incorporate progressive overload in your exercise routine. But there is also limitation to how much you should exercise. Ideally, the best exercise time period is 47.5 minutes. Now, why 47.5 minutes? Because after starting any form of exercise, after around 47.5 minutes, your body starts releasing a hormone called cortisol. What is the work of cortisol? The cortisol, what it does is it stores fat as a reserve source of energy, and it uses protein as an energy source. Okay. So if you are starting exercise and you are at a beginner level, try and finish your workout less than 45 minutes. Over the time period, say about 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, your body slowly starts recognizing and understanding the exercise tempo, the resistance and the endurance and flexibility. And then you can slowly, gradually you increase your time period. But just to maintain your health, you don't need more than a 1 hour of exercise per day. So if you're considering that, okay, if you have specific goal, you want to lose some more weight and you have some wedding or any other function, then it is not necessary that you have to train 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the evening. It just need like 45 minutes of good intense training interval along with the proper nutrition. These are the some things about the exercise. Now again we are getting back onto the health topic. So now when we talk about the health, there are three important things that will give you a better health. One is exercise, as I described right now. Another one is a nutrition, and third important factor is a sleep. Your sleep is the most important thing if you want to have a good health. Normal human being should get minimum 6 hours of sound sleep, continuous sound sleep. You cannot like sleep like 4 hours in the night and then 2 hours in the afternoon and then you make up to like 6 hours in a day. It has to be like a non-stop continuous sound sleep for 6 hours. Why 6 hours? Because when we are sleeping, our body secretes particular hormone like your growth hormone, your insulin. Now, these are the hormone which actually heals your body. Now when we do exercise, what is exercise? So exercise is a control damage to your body. So every time we do any form of exercise, there is a microscopic wear and tear on your muscles, whether it's your cardiac muscle, your skeletal muscle, or any form of muscles. And your body will recover after this control damage, and this repairing starts when we sleep. Ideal golden hours of sleepings are 10 p.m. till 5 a.m. in the morning. But in a Mumbai, as you're working or you're staying in Mumbai, so nobody sleeps at 10, but try and sleep by at least 12 in the night. Try and get up at 6 a.m. in the morning. Ideally, 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. is a perfect sleeping timing. This is the time when your body secretes maximum growth hormone and insulin and other fat burning or what you can say feel good hormones. But if you cannot sleep by 10, try and sleep by 12 at least. So that will help you improve your recovery period. It will help you burn fat. It will keep your body energy levels very high. This is like a natural clock of a body. Like human body normally works in line with the sun. So like early morning when your sun rises, our body's metabolism is very high. You can eat more calorie. You can do more functions. As the sun sets down, our body's metabolism slows down. You have to cut down your calorie intake in the evening period, and then you should sleep as soon as possible. So this is another important aspect of sleeping. Another thing that normally ladies have in their mind is like they are very much scared of lifting weight. They feel that they might get injured, they might hurt themselves. Okay, now see, I'll tell you one thing. Injuries are common in all sports or all activities. Even people who don't do any exercise, just sit on their chair for 6 to 8 hours, work on the computer. These people also have a injuries. They have neck pain, they have back pain. Now these people are not doing any activity, but still they have injuries. Why that happen? Because there is a inactivity in muscles, and human body follow only one rule: use it or lose it. So we earlier used to have a tail, now the tail is gone. Why? Because we are not using it. The same thing happens with your body also. So if you're sitting in a chair, especially now during the lockdown time period, most of you are working from the home. So you're sitting like I saw in any odd posture because you're sitting at home, nobody is there to look at you. So that causes lots of stress on your spine, your tailbone, your neck muscles, and that causes injuries also. So if you're not active, you still get injured, but your chances of getting recover will be very less because your muscles are not strong enough. But if you're exercising, you get injured, you will recover faster because your muscles understand that how to heal another muscle tissue. Because that's what, as I said, okay, exercise is a control damage to your muscles. So your body is recovering continuously from the damage. So even if you do perform any form of exercise, if you get hurt little bit, don't worry at all. You will get recover faster than a sedentary person. Another important of doing any form of exercise that it fights with the cancer cell. Now, breast cancer is a very huge problem nowadays in India. Now, why that is happening? Because see, I'll give you one simple example. Each one of us has a cancer cell in our body. Okay, they are just sleeping. They are just sleeping. They are not active at all. Why they are not active? Because we have our own immune system that is suppressing these cells. They are not letting them get active due to inactivity in our life, due to the wrong food that we are eating, due to the chemicals used in the agriculture field, due to the hormones given to the milking cows and the meat industry. Some of our cancer cells get wakes up, and what they do is they form another, they just multiply in human body, and that causes cancer. So if you're physically active, your immune system improves, your body will fight any form of infection from outside, and your internal health is gets better and better and better, and our cancer cells remain sleeping in our body. So this is another exercise, another reason why you should do exercises and you should eat correct. Next, we will move on to the nutrition part. Okay. Now, lots of people have queries like as I run the gym, I have my own personal training clients that everybody does exercise, but they don't get results. Now, why that happens? Exercise is just 1 hour in a day. That's just one part of our routine. You cannot exercise for 24 hours a day, but there are certain things that you can do throughout day just to keep your body fit. Eating is another thing. Sleeping is also another thing. As I told you, if you are sleeping for 6 hours, you are working out for 1 hour. We have covered now 7 hours in a day. We still have 17 hours in our body. What you have to do in that time period? You have to eat correct. That is more important. Why you have to eat correct? Because every time you eat, you increases your resting metabolism. Every time you eat, you improve your immune system. Every time you eat, you create energy. Every time you eat, you burn out fat. Yes, every time you eat, you burn fat. Why? Every time you eat, your body's all digestion system has to work extra to burn calories, and that's why we burn fat as well. And nowadays you will see that internet or social media, everything is full of different kinds of diet. Everyone has their own methodology about eating this and eating that, or avoiding this and add that kind of thing. Now, what is the ideal meal plan for me, if you ask? So there is no such thing as an ideal meal plan. Every human body is a different. Every human being is a different. We have a different genetics. We at anatomical level we all are same, but we have different genetics. We have different resting metabolism. We have different lifestyle. We have different hormonal secretion. We have a different sleeping pattern. Our training intensities are different. So every person has to eat as per their genetic, their resting metabolism, their activity, their training intensity, their bone and what you can say, their muscle strength and everything. So there is no such thing as this is the only right form of eating correct and this is not the correct. Maybe the thing which is right for me may not work with my client. Maybe which is a certain thing is wrong with me may work with my client. So I cannot be very firm about nutrition. Okay, this type of diet is good, that type of diet is good. But there are certain parameters you have to follow when you are planning your nutrition part. There are two things that our nutrition should have, whatever type of diet you're following. One thing is that there are macronutrients. Macronutrients means protein, carbohydrate, and fats. These are called a macronutrition. They are a major part of our diet. So any form of diet you're following, you have to make sure that there is a sufficient amount of fat, there is a sufficient amount of carbohydrate, there is a sufficient amount of protein in your diet. Another part is a micronutrient. Micronutrient is what? All the vitamin and mineral. So whatever diet you're following, whether you're eating supplements or you're eating natural food or organic food or whatever it is, you should get sufficient supply of vitamins and minerals throughout the day, whatever the daily requirement of it. This is about the food. Another most important thing in nutrition is your water. So as you say, all we know that in science we have learned that okay, human body is 60% of water. So if you take care of your water, 60% of your worries are taken care of. Normally what happens, we don't drink sufficient amount of water. We drink like 1 liter, 2 liter of water in a day. So if you calculate your body weight and if you just take the 60% of it, what's the ratio that you will get as a water? So normally that ratio is way too high and we are drinking around 1 or 2 liters of water. So that is too less. So person who are actually exercising, they should drink even more water. Their water intake should go around like 5 to 6 liters in a day. But for a person who was not very physically active and very less on the, we are, okay, their intensity is low, you should drink at around 3 to 4 liters of water every day. So you have to make sure that you are drinking at least 3 to 4 liters of water every day. What is the ideal indication that you're drinking sufficient amount of water? Is very simple. If urine is colorless and odorless, that means your water intake is perfect. So this is simple indication. Then accordingly, you have to increase your water intake. You don't have to cut down your water intake. There is no harm in drinking extra water. Your body will throw out. It won't hold the water. So don't worry about it. Then I'll give you some basic ideas about how your meals should be. So where you can eat more carbohydrate, where you can eat lesser carbohydrate. Later on, I'll share some PDF or PDF documents in which all the good carbohydrate sources are given, fat sources are given, and protein sources are also given, so that you can check with the puja. So normally what we follow is that you have to eat in a smaller and frequent manner rather than eating 2 or 3 bigger meals. It's always better that you eat smaller meals, break down your calorie intake. Why is that? Because human body cannot consume more than 350 to 450 calories in one meal. So it is very important that your every meal should be lesser than 350 or 450 calories. But there has to be a difference between the carbohydrate, fat, and protein in every meal. That depends, as I told you, that our body's metabolism work on a sun cycle. So early morning, when our metabolism is very high, that time your breakfast should be very high on carbohydrates and very high on a good source of fat. Why fat? Fat gives you good amount of calorie. Fat is also essential for the absorption of particular vitamins, minerals. There are certain types of fat that helps you burn fat, and fat is also a reserve source of energy. So eating a good amount of fat, right quantity and right type of fat is very essential. So breakfast you can have like very high on carbohydrate, very high on, not very high, but good amount of fat. Then between your breakfast and lunch, you should have another meal that you can say like a mid-morning meal. This meal again, you can add some fat and protein combination, because this is another way you can boost up your metabolism. If your breakfast first meal is very high, then your energy level always remains very high throughout the day. Second meal, as I told you, you can still have a healthy fat, and then along with that, you can eat some protein. Third meal is your lunch. Now, usually we have this habit of eating heavy lunch and heavy dinner, but due to pandemic, since you're working from the home, there is not much traveling. You're not traveling by train, bus, rickshaw, or anything. Your body is not burning that much amount of calories. So you have to cut down your lunch quantity. Ideally, whatever, suppose if you're going to the office daily, then and you're eating like two chapatis and some vegetable along with dal. And if you're at home, you should eat only one chapati, some vegetable and dal, because you don't need more carbohydrate. As you're not traveling, you're not stepping out of your home, it is important that you should cut down your carbohydrate intake also. Even though chapati, bhaji, rice is a good source of carbohydrate, but in absence of physical activity, this good source of carbohydrate gets converted into fat, and that adds like small amount of fat every day. So it is important that if you're working from the home, cut down your lunch quantity. What you can do is you can same quantity you can divide into two meals. So suppose you have lunch at 12, and then half the quantity you can have around 3 or 4 o'clock. So if you used to eat like two chapatis for your lunch, eat one chapati at 12 o'clock, another chapati at around 3 or 4 o'clock. That way you can segregate your calories. So what will happen with that is your body will not store extra fat, because your body understands, okay, after 3 or 4 o'clock, I'll get another source of carbohydrate. So I don't have to store this fat. So it will start burning it. So this is another important reason why you have to eat smaller and frequent meals. Then if you're exercising in the evening, then your second meal, like post lunch meal, should be little high on carbs, that you can afford, because your muscle glycogen needs to be full before your exercise starts. Then again in the evening around say like 6 or 8 o'clock, you should have your high carbohydrate meal, like not the very high carbohydrate in the day, but that meal 6 to 8 o'clock meal, you have to eat little bit of extra carbohydrates, because after that comes your dinner, and your dinner should be very low on carbohydrate, but it should be high on fiber and high on protein. Why high on fiber and protein? Because fiber helps you digestion. Okay, whatever food that you are eating, if you don't get proper fiber intake, you might have a constipation problem. So it is important that in the dinner you should add more fiber. And why protein? As I said earlier, that your body recovers in the night when we sleep. So recovery happens only in presence of protein. Carbohydrate and fat doesn't help you in the recovery of your muscles or recovery of your body. You need good amount of protein to recover from your exercise or whatever daily stress that we go through. The body needs a good amount of protein. So if you are having protein in your last meal as your dinner, that protein will be available in the night, throughout night, and with the help of your growth hormone and insulin, your body is healing its own damages. So it is important that your dinner should be good on protein. Ideally, try and have very slow acting protein. If you are like a vegetarian, you can have paneer, or you can supplement with casein protein. If you are non-vegetarian, chicken breast or fatty fish is also good for your dinner, by the way. Fatty fish also contains omega 369, and that omega 369 also helps you improve your skin tone and all those other benefits it has. So having good amount of healthy fat along with omega 369 fatty sources, vegetarians people can switch to what you call ulsi, uh, flaxseed oils. So that is also good source. Or you can just make a powder of flax seeds, and then that you can add in a glass of milk or cup of milk, and that you can have it. So that is also good source of omega 369 fatty acids. Along with this nutrition, if you're taking care of your nutrition, you might need to additionally supplement your daily diet with specifically B complex, calcium, and any type of multivitamin. You don't have to go for a very expensive stuff available in the market, or you can just go for a B complex. For B complex, you can just go for a Neurobion Forte. Calcium, when you're taking any calcium tablets, you make sure that you're getting calcium citrate and not calcium carbonate. Okay. Normally, the tablets available for calcium as a supplement in the market, they have calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate gets absorbed only people with the deficiency of calcium. For a healthy person, it is important that you should have calcium citrate, and you have to cut down your calcium supplementation. Like you take for 1 month, 1 month you take off, again for 1 month, again you take 1 month off, like that. Don't take it continuously. Why B complex and calcium is very important? Because due to the menstrual cycle, every month there is a loss of calcium and B complex from your body. So you have to replace it. You have to replace it. Don't be under impression that I'm drinking milk, I'm getting good amount of calcium, I'm eating all the vegetables, I'll get vitamins and everything. It's not like that, because nowadays you know that the storage facility for farmers and everything has increased. So the fruits, vegetables that we eat on a daily basis may not be the fresh as we used to eat earlier. Okay, they might be been stored in some refrigerator for 6 to 7 days, then they come to the market, then you purchase them, then another 2 3 days they lie down in your fridge. So by the time they reach on your table, all the vitamin minerals are gone. So you make sure that you have some types of B complex supplementation and calcium supplementation. And along with that, you can have any multivitamin, like daily 1 tablet or something. Try and have this B complex and multivitamin with your breakfast and with your lunch, because those are the high carbohydrate meals. And specifically, if you're eating high carbohydrate, it is important that your vitamin and B complex content should be very high on that time. And calcium, you have to make sure that you take it just before you sleep. Calcium, you should not be taken with any meal, specifically calcium citrate. Then only the absorption of calcium citrate is good. So this is all I can, what you can say, this is what I can talk in such short time period about the fitness and nutrition. So if you have any other queries, or if you have any other doubts, you can ask me.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Sarang, hello.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell me. Hello.
Once in a year, twice in a week.
Hello.
Not in a month.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah. Tell me. Hello. Can you hear me? Hello. Hello.
Ladies, if you have any questions, you can ask.
Milind, there's a question. Like you said, we should take ulsi powder. Shall we, or can we also have roasted ulsi instead of that?
Yeah. Yeah. You can have that. What you can get, you can get the seeds in the market. So you roast them slightly on a very not very too hot, just slightly roasted it, and then just grind it on the mixer. And that 1 teaspoon of ulsi powder every night is very good. It also helps in the menstrual related disease also. So ulsi has a very good benefits of that. You can have that.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Any more questions? Yeah.
Milind Sahiti here. Very nice presentation. Thank you so much. I mean, presentation in the sense talk. Very nice. I just
Hello.
Hello. Yeah. Tell me.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask if you can say if a person is if a woman is a beginner in weight training, what are the first few exercises that are very good for her to start with?
Okay. See, if you're a very beginner and if you're going to the gym, then there are plenty of options that you can try at the gym. So there are 3-4 major exercises that you have to be very focused on. One is the squat, second is a deadlift, third thing is the bench press, and fourth thing is a overhead press. Okay, these 4 are very essential exercises. They cover all the major working muscles in our body, and they have more benefits. Like when you perform this exercise, your entire body is under the stress, so it releases more of growth hormone and insulin and helps you recover faster and burn more calories also. But to perform these 4 exercises, you need to be master at their form. Okay, you cannot be very hurry and just go on the squat rack and start lifting heavier weights. So first you perform some supplementary exercises to reach here. Like you do perform your own body weight squat, you perform exercise like a lat pull down, you perform exercise like a bench press on a Smith machine first, you perform exercise like a side lateral or rear deltoid muscles, and then slowly gradually you move on to these 4 exercises. When your form is good, you have a good mind muscle link. So when you join a gym, your first few weeks should be more focused on working on these supplementary exercises, developing good mind muscle link, and then move on to this basic exercise programs. So what I'll do is, along with the PPT, I'll give you some basic exercises which you can perform at home, or if you're joining a gym, then you can perform at the gym also.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
Hi, Milind.
Yeah, hi.
Very good presentation. I just wanted to know, like a few basic exercise that could be done in the morning instead of going to a gym. Few 45
Mhm.
minutes good exercise, as you mentioned. Like initially, we should
Right,
do at least a good 45 minutes exercise, intense workout. So me
right.
being like person doing like I started cycling, then stopped because of some
Mhm.
reason. Then I wanted to again, but didn't get the time.
Okay.
So few
Mhm.
exercises that in the start of the day that could help
Okay. Do you prefer a indoor exercise or a outdoor exercise?
indoor exercises.
Indoor only.
Yeah.
Hello? Yeah. Okay. So for indoor exercise, you can do, there are lots of variations you can do at home. You can perform squats, you can perform walking lunges, you can perform squat lunges. There are some wall push-ups, another variations of push-ups. Like if you have a chair, you can do push-ups on the chair. Then another core strengthening exercises. There is a ab hold, plank. Then you can perform some breathing exercises at home, pranayama and all the meditation. These are the exercises you can perform. When you're performing exercise at the home, you have to make sure that you're targeting like a major muscle, like your legs, back, and chest. These 3 are the bigger muscle groups. So you try and work on these exercises. So if you perform like a squats, or if you perform like a push-ups, your major upper body and lower body muscles are taken care of. So you can start with that. Along with these exercises, when you're performing at home, what you can do is once or twice a week, try and do some outdoor activity, because okay, all these exercises will help you in improving your muscle strength and muscle endurance. But then again, your flexibility and your cardiovascular endurance will be lacking. So what you do is you perform cycling or running or walking, or as simple as stair climbing in your building for 5 or 10 minutes. That will also help you improve other parameters of fitness, because when you perform particular type of exercise, only 1 or 2 parameters are taken care of. As I told you, there are 5 parameters of fitness which you have to look after. When you are working out at home, you have a very limited options. So if you're performing like squats, lunges, push-ups, wall push-ups at home, along with that, try and go for an outdoor activity once or twice a week. So that will help you improve your overall fitness. Like suppose if you on a weekdays, if you have a short time period, then you perform at home. On Saturday, Sundays, if you are off on the work, then you go for outdoor work, like outdoor activities. If you love to go for a trekking, then once a week go for a trek. Like that is 2 or 3 hours of continuous walking will help you. And if you're traveling outside Mumbai, definitely the fresh air over there and the atmosphere will make you more energetic for your entire week's work. So that way you have to combine. Don't just stick to one part of exercises. Try and have like variations in exercises. Any more questions?
Thank you so much.
Yeah, welcome.
Hello.
Tell me.
Hello, Milan. This is Ashwini. I have a question. Like, when should we drink water while eating food, or like after having food?
Okay, so there are basically different school of thoughts about drinking water. Some say you should drink water before your food. Some say you drink after your food or whatever it is. But in my personal experience, you should drink water throughout the day. Don't have like a particular time. So the way I do is like I have my 1 liter bottle and then I keep on sipping water throughout the day. So that way I don't feel very thirsty at a particular time period. But whether to during like whether to drink water while you are eating food or before your food or after your food is your personal choice. It's up to you how you feel. Some people feel if they drink lots of water before
Yes.
they eat, then they eat less. So if you are that kind of person, then you should drink water at the end of your lunch. Some people wants to drink water before they start eating. So for them, it's okay. They can eat it like, and sometimes if you have like some very spicy, then you will drink water during your lunch or during your food also. So that is also absolutely fine. So depending on your personal choice, you decide when to eat, when to drink water. But ideally, if your target is to drink like 3 liters of water in a day, then it should be divided throughout the day. And the major water intake should be done early in the
Yes.
morning when you get up, before starting any exercise, during the exercise, and after the exercises. So these are the 4 times when you should drink the maximum amount of water. Rest of the, suppose if your target is to drink 3 liters of water, then 1 liter water should be finished in this 4 time period, and then 2 liter water you divide throughout the day. And that is also in a small sip, not like a
Okay. Yeah.
too much, like a one full glass or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Any more questions?
Yeah, hi Milan.
Yeah,
This is Priyanka. Many women suffer from PCOD and PCOS. So,
right.
any suggestion or any feedback on such problem?
Okay. See, PCOD and PCOS are more of lifestyle related diseases rather than any deficiency in your nutrition. So there are particular things that you have to do for PCOD and PCOS. First thing is your lifestyle change, sleeping on time, getting up on time, doing regular exercises, and eating correct food. These 3 things will help you get deal with the PCOD and PCOS. There are medical, like what you can say, medicines available, but that results into the unnecessary weight gain or bloating and irritate all those things. So first thing is change your lifestyle. If you're sleeping, if you're not sleeping on time, if you're getting up very too late, start changing that. Start exercising and start eating correct. Try and keep yourself away from the junk food or the food that has more preservative or the longer shelf life, like chips and all those things. Stay away from that, because I will also particularly recommend that you should not drink particular A1 type of milk. Try and, if you want to drink milk, try and drink A2 milk. That's a desi cow's milk. So that is a good option. But first thing is you have to change your lifestyle. Start being active. Running is a good exercise for PCOD and PCOS, along with the exercise like squats and leg press. These are the 2 beneficiary exercises that circulates maximum blood flow in your uterus part and help you get rid of PCOD and PCOS problem. So, but as I said, first thing, it's a lifestyle related disease. So get active, start exercising, and start eating correct. These 3 are more important things.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Milan. I have
Yeah,
a
hi.
question related to this PCOS and PCOD. So, should one take allopathy treatment or homeopathy? Means which one is safe to take treatment for this such disease, such PCOS and PCOD?
Okay. See, there are like a different things, like how intensive the problem is. Depending on that, you decide whether you have to go for allopathy or homeopathy. Okay, homeopathy will cure the problem, but it takes more time, and allopathy will cure problem immediately, but it comes with particular side effects. So it is important that you first start exercising, Along with the exercise, you start with the treatment. And if you take my personal opinion, Ayurveda or homeopathy is always a better option rather than going for allopathy. Very few doctors in the city will recommend you that along with the allopathy also you should do exercise and all those things. But like that for doctors are very way too less. Normally they just put you on tablets and they just want to get commission from the medicines and everything. So they keep changing the medicines, the power, the dosages. That doesn't help. You start exercising and go with Ayurveda or homeopathy. But then it depends on how severe the problem is. Depending on that, you have to make the decision.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
We shall take one last question now. And
Okay.
has any?
Milind,
Yeah. Tell
I
me.
just wanted to know what protein do you recommend? Shall we take plant proteins which are like in talks now, or the normal whey protein is better?
Okay. See, there are different. Yes. Tell me. Continue.
As a vegetarian, I'm just asking it.
Okay. Okay. Do you have any milk related like lactose tolerance issue or anything like that?
Yeah. So I normally avoid milk because
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Fine. Fine. Okay. So in your case, I will recommend that you should go for a plant-based protein, or you can go for the whey protein, but in an isolated form. Okay. Now, whey protein comes in a two format majorly. One is a concentrated and another one is a isolated. Concentrated goes well with all types of people. Okay. So people who don't have a majorly lactose tolerance issue, but isolated is made only for the people who has a lactose intolerance issue. So in your case, you should either go for a whey protein isolate or plant-based protein. Both are good options for you. But whey protein concentrate may give you some problem with the digestion. So for you, it is good that you go for isolate or plant-based. But in general public, whey protein concentrate is a good option. Plant-based protein is nowadays good in the market. It is helping people who are good in majorly it's working with the people who are pure vegetarians, but cost wise it is little on a higher side, and people normally don't like the taste of plant-based protein. So sometimes companies adding more sugar in that just to make it taste good as whey protein. So it's better you when you're buying a protein supplement, you make sure in a 100-gram content, it should have at least 80% of protein and less 20% of carbohydrate, fats, and sugar, all those things. Don't buy stuff that has like in 100-gram, it has a 10 or 15 grams of protein. That is of no use. So when you're buying stuff, you check the chart, how much protein it is giving you per 100 gram. So the normally protein content per 100 gram should be more than 80, at least 80% or more than 80%. That is the ideal protein source for you.
Okay. Thank you, Milind.
Thank you.
Hello.
Yeah. Tell me.
Yeah, Milind, Poonam this side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me.
Milind, I believe you have given a lot of insights, and it is like really very helpful for us. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Milind, we would like to thank you on behalf of DPA. Thank you very much for your precious time and insights. We like really your session was very much insightful and informative. And thank you once again.
Thank you. It's my pleasure that I have been selected for this task, and I would like to continue with another training sessions regarding with the nutrition. I guess you have more queries with PCOD and PCOS. I guess that's the major issue right now. We are also facing in our gym also, like the college girls are having the same issue, working women are having the same issue. So maybe we can have one special session for PCOD or PCOS. So if you need any kind of help with that, I'll be ready to help with you. We have a nutritionist experts, we have our doctors who can talk and give you a better idea about PCOD and PCOS and how to avoid it, how to get rid of it. That even that way they will help you all with that. So I'll be really I will like to help you all with these problems. So if you have any planning for that, just let me know.
Surely, Milind, we will be getting in touch with you for more sessions. But this was very, very informative. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome.